Do you know what it's like to be on the bill and to play for 15 minutes and the only people there to see you are the other bands and their girlfriends?
From Buffalo, New York, it's the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast.
Welcome to the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast, where if we smushed our names together, we wouldn't come up with any unique band names, would we?
Ooh, smoosh names like Cassidy or Karian?
What?
No, for once you're right.
Oh, I'm your host, Ryan Gurnett, and all I have ever striven for was to be right once.
Oh, I'm Cassidy Dwan, and I'm sure at least 3 times I've documented you being correct on this podcast so far yet.
Oh, I can't take this
Your heart.
joy. Oh, my heart. All right, on episode number 93 of the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast, we are joined by the almighty Grosh. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Hello. We are going to talk to them about creating their own unique sound among local artists here in Buffalo and their most recent release, Not Down for Long. We're going to play one of their songs. We're going to play a game of bands named after people and more. We're also going to be playing music from Stress Dolls and Lonestar Sailing.
But first,
I don't have the sound effects board.
So I went to a show at the House of Soup.
House of Soup,
Or
tell me
Soup
more.
of Dissent, depending on...
I have seen a flyer, Soup of Dissent, like a private message for the deeds kind of thing.
I'm a 40-year-old man, and I put on a show at a punk house.
I love
and it
that.
was kind of weird. But I want to talk about this place because I had a really great experience there. First off, I showed up, and only one person who lived there actually knew there was a show prior to that day.
Appropriate.
But I showed up, and the guy was like, oh, I got to get in the shower and get ready. Like,
Yeah.
They didn't skip a beat. They were perfectly cool about it.
Great.
The place was super clean, which I was not expecting at all.
How?
Like I mentioned one of the guys, I'm like, this is the cleanest punk house I've ever seen. He's like, dude, I moved in, and me and Trey, we just keep that shit clean. And everyone was super friendly there, and they built an arcade unit into the wall. They're getting a ping pong table,
That is
and
fun.
they're doing a lot of things. They want to create a space where, if people want to come and be sober and have a good time and catch music, they don't, when you're at a bar, you kind of have that pressure on you, and even at house venues too, if people start smoking. But this is they're trying to make it kind of a safe,
I like
easy
that.
space for people to go to, and I think that's great. And then
It begs the question, is there actual soup ever? Like, do they do soup-themed shows?
This is my first one, and no
'Cause-
soup was made available to me,
No soup for
unfortunately.
you.
And then what I love about it is, we talked about the door and everything, and then I'm like, so how much do you get out of this? And he goes,
Right.
if you make $1,000, you can throw us some money, but otherwise, don't worry about it.
Wow.
That's fantastic. I love those
What
guys.
a facilitator of atmosphere.
Sean
Does
Reverie,
their landlord know?
you are a saint, and I thank you. I have no idea. At one point, Of Night and Light played, and I don't recall the last time I've ever heard a band that loud. I was on the next floor up, and it was still too loud.
Was the show itself in the basement?
Yes, it was.
It should be.
So it was Crystal Godzilla,
Right.
45 Government, who was on our last episode, and Of Night and Light, and it was loud. And I told the guy there, I'm like, let me know if this is too loud. He laughed in my face. He goes, we've been here for 5 years, nothing has ever happened. He goes, one time the woman next door asked us if we could be quiet after 11 because her kid was sick.
Yeah.
And that's when they stopped their shows anyway. And
Sure.
that's it. Like, I know, one of my friends crashed on the couch playing, PlayStation 2 with them and, left at 7 in the morning.
Wow.
It's a real nice, chill place. They're all super nice. I've got another show coming up there in June with Good Dude and Dead Orchids. So keep an eye out for that at the Struggling Productions page. And, yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
That
have
is
you been,
fun.
Have you been to any good shows lately?
I saw Handsome Jack at Jackrabbit.
Tell me.
And, it was such a 70s rock, good feeling mixed crowd. I like Jackrabbit for the availability to have, different things going on. Like the kids who want to go to the bar in the back to listen to some hip hoppy stuff are also doing that. Like there's a cool little spot for everybody, it seems, right? And so I also liked how all ages and attentive the crowd seemed to be, like, meaning there were definitely more dad type dudes there and like some parents on night out like myself.
So
and then,
how many people do you think you can fit there? Because I've seen them pack Ironworks.
It was crowded.
So like Jackrabbit's much smaller than that.
I wonder what capacity is there legitimately. I just know that what would we guess? I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to guess because
I don't know the exact number, but my husband is the chef there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's small. Well, the front room is kind of small because the bar takes up so much space, but they have like 4 rooms.
Yeah.
And they can run the music through all of the rooms. So
that's really cool.
I don't know. I'd want to guess like 500.
And then you got the patio space too. So if those windows
I
are
didn't even
open, you
think
can have
about
people
that.
outside there as well.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I like that space an awful lot. I also like the play on the names kind of thing with Handsome Jack at the Jackrabbit.
Right, yes.
Well, one more Jackrabbit related question for you. What is the best thing that he makes on the menu?
Chicken finger sub.
What is it?
Chicken finger sub.
Chicken finger sub?
I
All
can't.
right. I always, like, every time I go there, like, I'm on the way and I'm like, I want to ask Kevin, but I'm going to be ordering in 20 minutes.
I like the Busters.
The Busters are good.
Those are like calzone type things?
Kind of.
They're
They're like
like
little
kind
mini
of.
calzones, and there's one called the Buffalo Buster, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's like buffalo chicken sauce and stuff, and it's delicious.
So
And I
they
love
throw
it.
down for brunches though too, and I like the idea of the
do.
jazz brunches and Tyler Westcott playing with
hell
like
yeah.
more.
Banjo Juice Band.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
great.
There's never been a time where my wife and I went to a Jackrabbit brunch and not gotten super drunk on
Okay.
mimosas.
True stories.
Impossible.
Well, I remember that space being JP Bullfeathers, and
Oh, yeah.
I'd go there
Yeah.
for brunch, but it certainly didn't have the live local music vibe.
No, not at all.
So this is excellent.
And I had the pizza. I think the pizza there is wonderful, too.
Yeah. Right.
Is there a website we should
Well, I mean, you can find
Hey,
Jackrabbit.
Jackrabbit, you want to
We'll find
sponsor
it.
us? We'll talk about your food.
We can
I'll
talk
eat your
about
food on
food.
this podcast and talk about how good it is. I've gotten to the point now where I'm just shamelessly asking people for plugs on the podcast.
1000%.
But,
You
to
should
go
invite
back to
Kevin
it,
and he'll
Handsome
bring you
Jack-
food.
Yeah.
At this point, I'll take a sponsorship. I talked to like this cupcake place a while ago, and I'm like, just give me free cupcakes. I will eat them on the show and talk
How
about
did
how
that
great
work
they are.
for you?
That's all I need.
Didn't work, did it?
They closed.
Oh.
They were kind of interested, almost, maybe.
Handsome Jack's on European tour. I was
Yes.
glad to have seen them and gotten myself a cool T-shirt. They got really cool new T-shirts.
Oh, I've seen those on the
you
Face
know.
of Books
Yeah.
or the Book of Faces.
Book of Faces.
Either way. Anyone else you've seen? Anything else cool?
You know, no, I got to get out more. There have
Yeah.
been a lot of cool things happening at Duende. I've seen some Steve Etchkowski kind of free jazz weird
Sure.
shit that I've really wanted to attend, and I've been.
We have a really good show coming up there on May 11th.
Yeah.
It is, oh man, I'm going to get this right. It is the band's called Holy Pinto. They're a pop group. They originally started in the UK, and now they're out of Wisconsin.
Okay.
And they're going to be playing Duende on May 11th with Christina Stock and one more act, TBA.
When there's a show on May 11th, is it in that back space or is it inside?
I have no idea.
I would want to know. When you find out, let me know.
I will. Yeah, that's probably something I should have asked, if nothing else.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Let's play some music.
I'm ready.
All right, we are going to play some Stress Dolls.
Yeah.
This is from her EP Forward.
Okay.
It's called Alaska. It's my favorite song on the EP.
Yeah, Chelsea's cool.
Friend of the podcast, Chelsea.
Totally.
Twice friend of the podcast. There are very few people who've been on the podcast twice.
Yeah.
Chelsea's
right?
pulled it off.
She did a live one with us, right?
Yeah.
That was true. That was fun.
All right, so we'll be right back with Grosh here on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on westernnewyorkmusic.com.
.com.
The bottle almost empty. It went straight to her head. She cradled you in envy. You wish She held your heart in fire and you live for that burn. And was it a call that moved you to be a better man? Was it a words that taught you to never understand? And lately in my sleepless nights I'm waiting on a sign. But when it comes, it never stays. And lately I've been searching for my peace of mind. I'll spend my time looking for Alaska. Oh, I count the stars looking for Alaska. Lately in my sleepless nights I'm waiting on a sign. But when it comes, it never stays. And lately I've been searching for my peace of mind. I'll spend my time looking for Alaska.
And we are back here on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast. That was Alaska by Stress Dolls, and now we're joined by Grosh. And
Hello.
and Josh actually played drums on that track.
I did. Yes.
What studio did you guys use for that?
Black Rock EPS. So if you know where the cave is, it's literally right next door. Same
That's
building.
awesome. Cool. So, do you want to start with questions?
And you
on
didn't
these?
know that Josh was playing drums on that track that we played?
I'm sure I saw it at some
You maybe
point,
knew.
but I didn't know.
I like how everybody kind of has this cross pollination and the
Yeah.
working together and the playing together. Grace, I know you're in a million different projects as well. What's the most new and exciting things coming up on the radar, either for the band Grosh or as individuals that you're excited for in the spring?
I mean, I'd really say just as the band, we're just trying to get out of town more. I think right now the focus is trying to build a following in Rochester. So we're going there at the end of this month and hoping to keep going back. We're going to crash a open mic this month there.
Oh, you're coming?
I'm coming.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's really it. Just trying to get out of town, get other people's attention in other towns, and that's the goal.
We got a lot of good shows lined up too in the city that we like summer outdoor concert series that we obviously can only play in the summer, so it's exciting.
Right.
Looking forward to those. We're playing at Cas Park. Johnny Hart is.
Oh
doing
yeah,
a-
so that's
that's
a whole
awesome.
summer concert series too, right?
Yes.
Like at the casino in Cas Park, they'll set you
that's
up
awesome.
on the steps there.
They actually have a stage built. and
They have
everything.
a theater there, like a stage. That's
Ripe Audio does all that. Dave Guilford, who's
Oh, cool, yeah.
like pretty much a local hero, you
Yeah,
know, with
yeah.
all this work he does.
Well, that's an excellent way just to have people coming out to the park for the concert to hear you,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, of playing. And, speaking to that, you guys played like sporting arenas, no?
Well, we did. We just recently played during one of the Sabres games. Was that 2 or 3 weeks ago? And that's the first time we've done that, and it was amazing. We had in-ear setup going on. That was the first time I
It's our
had
first
an
time.
in-ear, same as Grace, and we just played between all the periods. It was so much fun, and it was really intense because you have to start at the perfect time, you have to end at the perfect time, and then you eat nachos.
I really wanted to go. I was kind of sad I couldn't make it to that. I'm like, we're going tonight, and then I got sick. And I was like, no. No, I've gotten sick like 3 times. I still haven't seen you guys, and I'm fucking dying to. That's half the problem is when you work every Friday and Saturday, it
That's
gets hard
tough.
seeing
Sure.
anything. So is kind of the next evolution for you guys kind of getting on the road and trying to tour, building that up?
We hope so. We in 2020, dare I say those horrible numbers, we played on the 12th of March at the 12th for it was a single release, and it was literally like the day before everything shut down.
Right.
So we had plans to, hit the road, but that kind of just got put on hold. So now with things hopefully moving in the right direction, yeah, we're definitely actively planning, just playing, Rochester. We've been looking at Cleveland and places like that. So not like crazy far, but kind of just expanding the radius, so to speak.
That's awesome.
From my peripheral vision, just being a person who really cares about the local music scene, I think that you've done a really good job as a band keeping relevant, and through COVIDity, being able to do the Band Together Buffalo stuff, being able to do different spots where your band is highlighted on silly little Facebook things, or having you cross-pollinated by way of your involvements in charitable events and playing shows that are more tribute-style shows. I think that when I mention the name Grosh as a band locally, people definitely have their ear to the ground and know that you exist and that you're talented people.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel like there's been some local bands who they got really good and it was yeah, they're gonna break it, and they just keep playing the same shows and the same sets, and then everyone just kind of stops caring a little bit. But you guys are doing unique, different things to really keep it going.
Happen. We feel ourselves doing that, and then it's okay, well, let's write some new tunes. Let's get out of town. Let's invite bands that we've never played with before to come and play a show with us. So it's easy to get that way. It's okay, we've been doing the same thing. We've been playing the same songs, and then you just kind of wake up and you get to work.
Can't get too stagnant.
Yeah.
Who are your favorite bands locally to play with?
Johnny Hart and the Mess is a big one for us, for
cool.
sure. We work together real closely. I don't know. How about you guys?
I've been really digging Fernway, and then the band when we played, another Johnny Hart thing that he puts together is Snow Jam at the Buffalo Irish Center every year, and met a lot of new bands this year. Canadis blew me away; they were great. So that's my new fave. I want to get on a bill with them sometime. We haven't done that yet, except for at Snow Jam.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Mm-hmm. It's awesome that you're infusing so many different genres into, if I tried to say you're a style of music, I can't really do that.
Yeah.
Because there is element of blues kinds of things, and there's definitely some funk kinds of things, and then you're playing some kind of calypso, weird kind of percussion shit, and I'm where did that come from?
We did that once. They don't like it. I love it.
Well,
so
it's
I
not
just
that you don't like the beat. You just
someone
can't
else
shove
likes
it wherever
it,
you want.
Why not?
I also like that your songs aren't 3 minutes long. I feel like people, writing to radio or writing to quickly release a track aren't settling into their jam and exploring the song and the music the way that you guys do and take the time to.
Right.
Yeah.
On your newer album, the On the Patio song, and the way that opens with just the guitar, I was thinking about how there are some virtuosic Jaco Pastorius bass kind of things that I would almost fall asleep to in a meditative sense, and then that song goes through a lot of different other energies.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. Do you have in your songwriting? I think we have to talk about, before we talk about your favorite songs to play, how you come together to write your songs. Does it start with a guitar lick? Does it start with a yeah?
It's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think it really happens the same way every time, which is cool. Sometimes I have guitar licks that I'll bring, or Megan sometimes has sent a chorus. She's got a melody idea, and she'll send it to me, and I'll work out the chords, and then we all kind of work it out as a band. Josh sometimes writes some guitar parts, and we work it out together. So it's fun. It's always
We really work it out, because the parts is very, putting it kindly.
Well, no, I mean, in other bands' processes, there is a legitimate, I'm the songwriter, and then everybody fills in their parts kind of style. I don't really feel that energy from you guys. I know that you spend a lot of time together. How long have you been together as a band?
I'd say it's about
Summer
3 or 4 years.
2018.
Because we started as a duo, hence the name. And, oh man, you know what? We were just asked this too, and I always forget.
Yeah, I wrote it down somewhere. I think it's 2017, I think.
Yeah, and we started as a duo, and Grace you were really loving Royal Blood at the time. and got real inspired by them, and she hit me up, and we were in different bands at the time. You were busy with Freight Train, I believe, and I was in a band in Canada called The Nursery, and she just had the idea to do like rock music as a duo. So it was a bit more punky when we did that, and more raw, and we played some good shows. And
Did you guys have vocals when you were doing that?
Grace would sing, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And Megan would come to a lot of our shows.
I was a fan, so I mean,
Yeah. And so she was with the band Dirty Smile at the time, and
Yes.
they disbanded amicably. And you were definitely hanging out, and we were like, kind of like, okay, we gotta get Megan,
Yeah.
for sure.
and I was like, do they like me? Are they gonna invite me to be in their band? Well, I really
We
want to
strung her along for a while.
yeah, real toxic. No, but then with Dylan, we got lucky, man, because Dylan at the time was extremely busy with like every band in Hamburg, basically. Like he's just one of the most solid bass players you could imagine, and he, God, I can't even say we hired him. I think of it as like he made time for us, kind of,
Yeah.
right? Because he was so busy. And yeah, so now we do the 4-piece thing, and the duo was great, and I loved it. But I wouldn't change this for anything.
Are there any like recorded tracks of you guys as a duo though?
One. Yeah, we remember the studio we did Sweet Mama at?
Yeah.
We did a version of Every Time with just
right,
the duo.
right. So, but the thing with them as a duo, and if you can find that one track, it's amazing. Like she would really play her guitar where it sounded like there was guitar and bass happening at the same time. It was like two people, and it sounded like a whole band, and it just blew me away.
Well, yeah, I ran my guitar through a POG pedal, which has two outputs.
Oh, cool.
So one would go into a bass amp, and one would go into a guitar amp, and then the one that would go into the bass amp would have an octave below it on.
Cool.
So it was a lot of noise, and it was really fun.
noise.
Honestly, I've heard bands doing that, and I'm like, that's a bad idea. But I feel like you're good enough where you could actually
might
handle
be.
it.
I
With
think
some
if
people,
anyone
it's like, yeah, I gotta actually do stuff with it after that. It's like, okay,
It was
fine.
ridiculously awesome.
Employ a bass player. We
Yeah.
need the money. Times are tough. So, was there any thought to changing the name after you added Megan and Dylan, or was that kind of just?
Briefly, but it would have been such a pain in the ass because we had like
Oh,
just
yeah.
logos and did we have shirts?
No, we didn't really have that much, honestly. I don't think it.
I think
was a
the
duo.
main thing was just like we had a Facebook and we had like we didn't have a ton
Just
of followers.
lazy.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We had followers. Like I don't want to make a new page and start over. And it's just a nonsense word anyway. So
It's still us.
like
Yeah.
okay, it's the names, right? But Megan and Dylan are family, and they are just as pivotal to our sound and our songwriting process at this point. It really is. It's much different now than it was, I think, and again, I love it. Couldn't ask for better bandmates, honestly.
Got all the feels today.
Blushing.
So, you guys have played kind of everywhere all over Buffalo. Where are your favorite places to play?
Sportsman's Tavern.
We love the sound. You can't go wrong. It's always going to sound perfect.
Cassidy, take me to Sportsman's Tavern. I still haven't
Oh
been
my
there.
gosh. You don't know any, he doesn't go
Exactly.
anywhere.
I
Oh my
feel
God.
exactly how you feel about me.
Not only do you need to go watch a show there because they built it. I mean, I don't think there's a venue in Buffalo that made it acoustically pleasing wherever you are in the building. They really worked hard on making it that way. So it doesn't matter where you are in the giant, you can be upstairs in that weird loft area in the back, you're still going to hear it fantastically. But also play there because when you're on stage,
Oh, my
you
pleasure.
can just hear everything. Like, I don't know, it's just great.
Yeah, and everybody there is really awesome. And the sound guy that we work with, I guess, well, every sound guy there is great, but we work with Tony generally. And he's really fun because he is very involved the whole time, and he knows our songs now, so he'll kind of like, throw some delay in, like on my solo in this certain song, or like, do kind of fun things that, he talks about us with and whatever. It's fun to work with him.
Nice.
That's a special level of care and nuance when
Yeah.
somebody knows your music and can
Yeah.
actually tweak to make you sound your
It's
best.
very
Have you
comfy
played
there.
ever there in the outdoor space that they have now, the amphitheater? I don't know if they've had very much.
I don't know if we have as Grosh.
Not
I
as
have.
us, but
I have two, but yeah, just for like a tribute show. They can only have like 6 a year, I think, or at least that was
Something
the
about the
case when
noise
they
ordinance.
opened
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not the case forever though, because
So you guys played as Grace Stumberg band.
Uh,
And her and I played acoustic.
Actually, you weren't there for that. Dave Miller
No.
filled in on guitar.
yeah,
Oh.
I played for an Allman Brothers tribute band.
Oh, okay. I think. Yeah, so totally all different things.
Yeah.
No,
All family.
Sportsmen's is cool, and you have to go there immediately.
You got to.
I'm gonna
So good.
I'm gonna have an intern edit a few spit takes right after everyone looked at me and said what at the same time. That was fantastic.
And the cave, which is
Yes,
owned by the same
that's-
people right around the corner.
I've been dying to get there too.
yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, they do lunch stuff, right?
Well, I mean, earlier in the day
Sportsmen's?
for they're
Sportsmen's, yeah.
I'm trying
yeah,
to.
they
I'm trying to. Let's go for lunch.
Definitely.
Is what I'm trying to do
Yeah.
here, Cassidy.
Okay,
They
great.
do
Seems like you're
so
shrugging me off.
on Tuesdays. Is it Tuesdays that they do
Tuesdays
Twang
and
Gang?
The
Thursdays,
Twang
right?
Gang.
Oh,
Yeah. I think
Okay.
so.
well, so there's lunchtime on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I kind of forget who does what. When.
I feel like
Joe
Doug
Botto
Yeomans
is
does
one of them, which is like
Okay.
a big band.
But yeah, there's definitely lunchtime
Tuesdays, I
music
think.
things.
Okay.
It's more going to be like Americana, bluegrass, which is, it's
I'm
always
down
going
for
to be
that
fantastic.
too.
Yeah,
There
that
should be
sounds
more.
And the
big
food is
band
freaking
happenings,
delicious. Like,
right?
it really is.
Hey, Sportsman's Tavern. Are you looking to sponsor anyone?
Yeah, seriously, we
We've
just
got a pocket. We all like your stuff.
we love you,
All right.
Hall family.
Do you have in your arsenal of songs favorite cover songs that you love to crush?
I mean, there's one we do it's kind of, I think, it's almost like expected that we do it. We do a little bit of a mashup of Kashmir and Eleanor Rigby.
Ooh.
We just call it Cashby internally. It gets pretty cool, and I think the backstory behind that is that Grace had a band called Leftover Pancakes, and they were dope.
Excellent
and
name.
they did like an instrumental version of that, but Megan would do Eleanor Rigby with Dirty Smile.
Yeah.
And so we would do like the mashup version and just have her sing the Eleanor Rigby part.
Right.
Then we did a Zeppelin tribute, so she learned Kashmir, and then it's like, shoot, now we can just play the whole thing, and it's awesome. Yeah,
Nice.
that's my favorite.
That is fun.
Pretty
Yeah.
epic.
I feel like we
you wanna
should
play some music?
We should listen to some music.
All right, we are gonna play "This Isn't Over."
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us about the song? I don't know why. I
Oh
stand
no,
right
is this
there 'cause-
over?
I would just say check out the music video because the music video we created was a tribute to all of our music venues that were shut down at the time.
Yeah, that is a great video.
yeah.
Cool. Well, check that out, and we will be right back here on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on WesternNewYorkMusic.com.
There was a reason why I started, even if I don't remember now. This flame has become a part of me. Take more than this to burn it out. I'm not down for long, and when I get up, I come on strong, hit harder than ever. I'm not down for long, and when I get up, you better look around, 'cause this isn't over. Never got to the top, but I was close. But when I beat back to the bottom, my bloody hands will not let go. All fear of pain unwelcome. I'm not down for long, and when I get up, I come on strong, hit harder than ever. I'm not down for long, and when I get up, you better look around, 'cause this isn't over. I didn't come this far to give up. I didn't try this hard.
And we are back here on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast. That was This Isn't Over by Grosh. And we're going to play a game.
Bands named after people.
Yes. So I have 10 questions about bands that are named after people, much like your band. I couldn't... Never mind. I was
Okay.
Yeah, just edit that little section. Nah, fuck it. All right. If you get 6 of these right, you get a prize.
Do they have to decide on their answer collectively? Is it like a buzz-in, whomever?
I think there's 3 of them, so I think they can vote amongst themselves and come out with one solid answer.
They'll be able to converse.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a prize if you win. There's a way better prize if you lose.
You say.
Don't tell us that.
I'm excited.
Grace is too
the
competitive
bad
to
prizes
care.
are
I've had a few times
We're
where
gonna
people
win.
like legitimately think that the losing prizes are great. They get like, oh, this is so cool. So it's not going to happen this time, though, I promise. All right. Number 1. How this guitarist ever established himself as the leader of his own band is beyond me. Not only was he not the band's lead singer, he didn't write the music, with most of the songs being written by Peter Wolf and keyboardist Seth Justman. In fact, he is so inessential to the band that they're currently touring without him.
Dude, I got no idea.
This is a tough one, I'm not going to lie.
up like you knew.
Yeah, I thought you knew.
I thought it was going to be Dave Matthews, which I don't know if that's going to be an answer.
Hey,
It's Dave
he's a
Matthews.
good guitar player.
He's the most inessential part of that band.
All right, moving on. Before we go down that rabbit hole,
I'm sorry. I got no idea.
I don't know.
Any
No,
guesses?
sorry. No.
It is the Jay Giles Band.
Jay Giles Band.
Jay Giles, completely useless.
I did not know, but now we know.
Well,
All right. Number 2. When this band turned up to an early gig, they found another band on that night had the exact same name as them, which was the T-Set. The new name they came up with on the spot combined the singer's favorite blues musicians. They later removed the word "the" at the beginning and "sound" at the end and settled on this 2-word name.
Tea Party?
Oh wait, sound was in the name.
Oh, darn it.
Sound.
The original name had the word "the" and "sound" at the end, but then they whittled it down to 2 words.
Same name.
How should we know these things?
This could be people listening to this that are going to be like, this
Yeah,
band
we're
has
looking
no
like we're
credentials
screaming
at
the
all.
answer right now.
They don't know anything about rock trivia.
No, this is a hard question.
This whole thing,
I feel like I
this
know
game's
this one
pretty
though.
hard.
What was the
We're probably
original
gonna kick
thing?
ourselves.
The original name was the T-Set.
T-Set.
Sound.
It's not birds or something, right?
No, it's
Sound.
people's names.
Oh, it's people's names?
Yes, it came from 2 blues musicians' names that they combined together.
Oh, they combined 2 blues musicians' names.
2 blues musicians that I've never heard of.
Muddy King, BB Waters.
Should we make a guess?
We're gonna
guess?
be mad when do you have an idea?
No, I have no clue.
I got no idea.
But I feel like we should make a guess. We can't just say I don't know.
I did. I made a guess. It's apparently wrong.
No, 'cause
I
it's-
guessed
Well,
Tea
the
Party.
I didn't say that.
Person named Tea Party?
I just heard the
they
word
heard
tea and was like, ha. But yeah, that
Okay,
must be
sure.
wrong. So he's not
All
a
right,
blues
so
Is that your
musician.
final answer?
Yeah.
Might as well
All
be.
right. That's incorrect. It's Pink Floyd.
Oh my
What the
gosh.
Wait,
So wait,
who
what
are
are
the
names?
guys?
Who's Pink?
By the way, which one's pink?
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is why we have the internet.
Have a cigar.
Who is Pink Floyd? This is why I should make notes ahead of time, but who needs that? Named after
This is really hard.
It is really hard.
Pink Anderson and Floyd Council.
I don't know either of those guys.
They were
Louise.
Sid Barrett's favorite Carolina bluesmen.
I've never heard either of them.
I didn't think so.
Can I just say I know a lot of blues guitar players though? Like, and I've never heard of them.
Nah.
Right? If
Grace
anyone
doesn't
should
shit
know.
about blues.
Noted.
You and Sid Barrett clearly aren't listening to the same music. All right, number 3. When your grandmother makes excellent preserves and you're no longer allowed to name yourself after NBA player Mookie Blaylock, you pick this name and become grunge icons.
Pearl Jam, 100%.
That is correct.
Okay.
Got
job,
one, got
Josh.
one, got one.
Thanks, Josh.
Yep.
So you're not out. You're still in it.
Yes. Number 4. Vincent Fernier had a band called The Naz, with two Z's, but upon learning there was another group using that same name, he went with the name of a person he'd been told by an occultist that he was a reincarnation of.
Can you repeat that question?
Sure.
Because
Vincent Fournier had a band called The Naz.
Yeah.
Upon learning there was another group with the same name, he went with the name that he'd been told by an occultist that he was an
it's got to be Alice Cooper.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
2 in a row.
The only
Good
reason
job,
I
Josh.
know that is so the song oh my gosh. Is this song called Ziggy Stardust? I should know that. I got a freaking David Bowie tattoo. But there's like a line where he says, he's talking about Ziggy Stardust, the character, and he says, he was the Naz with God-given ass. And I'm like,
Right.
what the hell is the Naz? And I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, it's a band Alice Cooper used to be in. And I guess it was like 60s slang, 'cause that's the only reason I know that.
Or he's referring to the other band that Alice Cooper wasn't in.
Maybe. So thanks, Wikipedia.
Josh of Grosh holding it down.
Yes.
Yeah, we've discussed that we
I
are terrible
suck
at
at
trivia.
trivia.
You might pull through.
Megan and I. This is.
Who knows? Maybe
Can we play
I
a
might be
game
hitting
where
my
we gotta like
stress.
climb things or something? Because
Yeah,
I'm really good
seriously,
at
that's
that.
what we'll, yeah.
Oh, physical challenges. That's
I'm
the
good at
next step in
physical
the struggle is
challenges.
real.
Battle Royale.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm going to anyway because I think it's funny. There's too many Joshes and Graces in this city to the point where I remember.
I feel the same about Ryan's.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I remember I was we were emailing Josh Holtzman, who had to talk to his Grace about something regarding, I can't remember, it was like booking or something like that. And of course, I'm Josh, she's Grace, and I at the time was communicating with Grace Greenan and her guitarist, Josh, about a show we were doing at Good Bar. And so I'm like, we gotta have a battle royale, guys. We gotta thin the ranks.
Battle of Joshes?
This is getting, and Graces, because this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I was going a whole other angle. I wanted to start a band of Ryans. I want to bring the Ryans together.
No.
Rally
less.
the Ryans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm
Anyway.
just joking, guys. I don't actually want to kill people. I just.
Sure. All right, number
I'll read it,
5.
I'll read it.
Oh, yes, please.
Well, named after the Duke of the Austria-Hungary Empire,
Oh, I
whose
got it.
assassination sparked WW1.
You got it, right? Okay. Yeah.
Franz Ferdinand.
That is correct.
Megan got it.
Good job, guys.
Because I know history.
A question that even people
So
who
now
don't know
they're
anything about
up.
music can do.
3
You are up
correct.
3-2.
2 incorrect.
Yes.
Very good.
If you do that again,
nice.
you win.
Okay.
And you don't get that prize.
Oh,
I wish the camera could just. We need a camera just for the prize.
right. So we'll do
slime
a
doing
hidden
It'll just
camera.
zoom in and
Do we
out.
get to see it even if we don't win it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Okay.
All right. You want to go? I'll let you get it. I'll give you 2.
This flute-toting classic rock band was named after an 18th century English agriculturalist and inventor of the seed drill.
You know this. You know this. Aqualung.
Okay.
Jeff Notal?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Why didn't you say it? Did
See,
you
they're
know?
killing it.
You knew it. I believe that you
She's
knew it.
feeling shy.
There's a few tough ones in these last 4. I'm not gonna lie, but this one should be all right. The story goes that the Southern rock band had a gym teacher in high school who apparently used to get them to go and see the principal because their hair was too long. They named the band after him, kind of as a joke.
You know this.
Why are you keep doing this to me?
Giving her
want you to get
anxiety.
one.
I could do some pull-ups or something later. You just answer correctly.
Dude, you know this. We've covered their songs before.
What is it? I
I'm
don't
scared to say.
understand.
I feel like
The
I
Southern
think I
rock
know.
band had a
Probably what you're thinking.
Southern rock band.
If I say it and it's wrong, do we get a second chance?
Well, I'll let you guys agree.
Let's say it at the same time.
All right, ready?
Oh, fun.
So
One,
1, 2,
two,
3.
three. Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
That is correct. It is Leonard Skinner.
That was a very fun way to answer.
Yes, I do like that. I was really hoping it was going to be different answers, though. That
That would have been the worst.
Grace, I'm sorry I'm making you nervous. I won't do that.
I
anymore.
literally know none of these, so just continue.
This one's really hard.
This is good.
But I like it. All right, so this 90s alt-rock band believes they are superior to an early 1900s literary giant whose musical aspirations didn't pan out. He tried his hands at kettle drums, reciting his poem The Seafarer as he played. It wasn't good, but far worse was his singing. Admittedly tone-deaf, he was known to play piano and sing for his friends, who indulged him but often wondered why he pursued such a hopeless hobby.
Okay, wait. So are we trying to figure out the 90s band or the guy that sucked from the 1800s.
Honestly,
or
if you
whatever.
give me either of them,
Well, I mean, the name is what.
oh,
the
then I mean,
band
it's-
is
that makes sense.
trying to be
they-
But
superior.
like that, so the 90s band is named after this
Yes.
person that was just
yes,
terrible at everything.
they think they're better than him. Yes.
Can you repeat that again? I want to get it.
The 90s alt-rock band believes they are superior to an early 1900s literary giant whose musical aspirations didn't pan out. The literary giant tried his hands at kettle drums, he recited his poem The Seafarer as he played, and his singing was so bad that his friends wondered why he took on such a joyless hobby.
I'm just trying to think of early 19th century writers now. Oh man,
What about thinking about 90s bands? Wouldn't that be easier?
no.
No?
That's like
Ryan
named after
gave
this
a
guy.
slip there. He could have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I keep wanting to say like Ernest Hemingway because he was good at a lot of stuff, but I think that's too late for this band, right? And I don't think there's a 90s band called Ernest Hemingway. Even if there is, I'm going to be really upset. And they're like, we're just saying this band name and we're going to not go.
I'm blanking on. I'm thinking about this writer that I can't remember their name. He wrote The Raven. What's that guy's
Edgar
name?
Allan Poe?
Yeah.
There's not a band called Edgar Allan.
No.
There is a band called Poe.
But that's not the band we're talking about. They're awesome, by the way.
Right.
They had a cellist who played like distorted cello. I saw them live. She did Back in Black on it. It was sick. Anyway.
Anyway.
I got nothing.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, this is really hard.
Okay.
The poet is Ezra Pound. The band is Better Than Ezra. I literally said better than in one of the clues.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, there's two left.
okay.
You just got to get one right.
It was good.
Yeah, I like this one too. Okay, so there's an 80s electro pop outfit from Liverpool. They took their name from a headline in a book that had these like really weird, realistic depictions of famous people in weird settings. So the name of the story that they made their band name off of was about a young certain Mr. Sinatra getting mobbed by teeny boppers.
Frankie's Goes to, is it Frankie Goes to Hollywood?
Know what that is?
It's you ever see Zoolander?
Yeah.
Relax.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with that.
You're correct.
That was very
That was a
impressive.
good one.
job.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Wow.
Well done. Well, you've already won, but you get a
good.
bonus question because we have time to fill. All right. This group was not named after the Patriot whose midnight ride in 1775 let American forces know the British were coming. God, that's an easy way to start this question. It's actually the name of one of the members of the band. When the band signed a record label, they were given the name They had the name the Downbeats, but when the label learned of the member's name, they gave them a Revolutionary War gimmick.
Is it just the name? That's it?
Name of the band.
And the band name is not just the name. Is it?
Correct.
Shoot. Because I know the band, and obviously I know the person's name, but I can't think of the whole. I mean, it's Paul Revere or something.
I never knew there was a band named after Paul Revere.
I don't know. It's definitely Paul Revere something or other.
I'll give you a half point for that.
Okay.
It is Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Okay.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
great. You're in a band. You're called the Downbeat, and they're like, "Wait, your name's Paul Revere. We're naming the band after you."
That's awesome.
Cool. Well, you win, and your prize is we have a download code for Lonestar Sailing's most recent record. We're going to be playing a song from it right now called "Nothing to Chase," and we'll also be featuring them on the next episode of our live podcast called "The Struggle Is Real: Our Favorite Albums," which will be on Thursday, April 21st at Revolution Gallery.
Sweet.
Fun.
Yes, I like them. If you haven't heard them before, they've got a 90s alt rock vibe. Like there's definitely, I hear some Pearl Jam in there. I hear some Wallflowers in there.
I haven't met many 90s alt rocks I don't get along with.
Fair enough. All right, folks. Well, we'll be right back with one more segment. And here is Nothing to Chase by Lonestar Sailing here on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on westernnewyorkmusic.com.
I want peace, not from some war. It's not the kind I'm looking for. down the days. If it were possible, why would I wait? You know, a better man can stay. A better man can stay. I want dreams, not from some sleeping. Want the kind that I can keep in my heart. I want truth, not from some rose. Want the kind that splits your thoughts into. What good is running now? Nothing to chase. Better off just counting down the days. If it were possible, why would I wait? You know, a better man stay. Better man could stay. A better man could change. Better man could stay. A better man.
All right, and we are back. That was Lonestar Sailing's Nothing to Chase. And that's all we have.
Oh, we're chasing the dream still.
We are. Well, Grosh, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you guys
Thanks
on.
for having us.
Thank you.
Starting in May, where can we see you guys?
I think the next one with the band is actually at the. Shoot. You can
Well,
edit,
May.
you can edit this
I'm
out
trying
after.
to I don't have the calendar, but I know May 14th will be at Jackrabbit for their 1-year anniversary party. Weather permitting, it's going to be outside. So
Cool.
Hey,
be the next
Jackrabbit.
thing.
We're talking about you again. Good time for a sponsorship. All right. On episode number 94. 94.
94.
We're getting old.
We're getting very old.
We're going to be joined by Buffalo Music Hall of Famer Maria Sebastian.
That's exciting.
We're going to talk about her extensive career in the Buffalo music scene, what she's up to now. She's open for so many bands and just
Right.
been like part musicians and little stuff. I can't wait to hear what she's doing now, and I bet she has some great road stories for us. And we're also going to be playing new music from a Japanese EDM outfit called Satoko, and much more.
and much more.
And much more.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks again, Grosh. And just remember, folks, it's tough out there, so just try and be nice to everyone and keep on struggling.
And let me just say what nobody else wants to say to you. Your looks have become a problem.